destination is the Paris Fashion Show by Sanguine, one of Europe's leading couture brands. Your targets are Sanguine owner Viktor Novikov, a former oligarch turned fashion mogul, and his partner Dalia Margolis, a retired supermodel, an iconic power couple on the global fashion scene, and two of the most dangerous people in the world. Novikov and Margolis are in fact the ringleaders of Iago, an enigmatic spy ring that deals in the global elite's most valuable secrets. Unscrupulous and opportunistic, Iago has caused disastrous security leaks all over the globe. When Crimean separatists caused a deadly meltdown at the Odessa nuclear power plant, Iago gave them access to the plant's security network. And when the Delgado drug cartel shot down the plane of President Hernandez and his family, Iago provided the classified flight plans. Now Novikov and Margolis have obtained a knock list of British undercover agents, which they plan to sell at a secret Iago auction during the Sanguine show. So our client, MI6, need us to stop the ringleaders before the knock list ends up in the wrong hands. The Sanguine show will be swarming with security, and Viktor Novikov will be the focus of everyone's attention. But despite his posturing, he is merely the money man. The real target is Dalia Margolis. Beautiful and brilliant, she is a master manipulator and the true brains behind Iago. Two targets, a highly public event. At first glance, an impossible task. Then again, I do know how you love a challenge. I will leave you to prepare.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Providence Cup. Today we have a Group D game between Boreal Forest, some random person in Chromex, and CX Punk Mark III, which is of course Chris X3 and GK Punk. I'm joined today by the admin in this match and the wonderful Infun.
Hey Joker, hi everyone.
I hope you're doing well today. Of course, you just come from another cast and we've got a even better game on our hands right now. You know, all four players are been around for ages, really. I've known them since I've started playing all last year, really. So, yeah, it's some veterans in Spain today, and it's definitely going to be a good game up here.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a battle of veterans and so many games of the past and tournament wins and deep runs. So really excited to see how this goes. And I think the two favorites for advancing here. So I think first place can even be the stakes
Yeah,
here.
it's definitely at stake today. And we're starting off with the most veteran trilogy map in form Paris. So, what do you think this Paris pick coming through from CS Punk to here?
Oh, could be just anyone's game here. Yeah, from the most straightforward 2-minute spins to perhaps some of the disguises or kill methods to make it just all a bit awkward.
Yeah, it's one of the maps where, if you get it, you get it, and it's all good. But it's people that can optimize Paris well. Is if you win it, our first spin will be here, and it'll be Ritz Novikov, Fallen Object, Hemmet Kruger, and Kitchen Knife as the chef for Dalia Margolis.
It's fine. I think the helmet will be just a bit of an awkwardness,
Yeah.
although with the actual opening of the fireworks immediately and then luring down Dalia one floor, I think everything can work out, and the chef at the end with the kitchen knife.
Yeah, not a lot of heavy spin at all, really. You could do Richter remote if you really wanted to, but definitely not necessary for the spin, I'd say. Of course, Helmet can go anywhere, really. A really good disguise to have that, and the Sheikah. It could go anywhere on Paris, and if they could carry illegal items, they'd be like the best disguise on the map for sure. But will be a standard tech start, you would say. And the breacher as well suggests that they will be doing it remote, which is always good to see.
It just makes the spin that much quicker, and it's not a loadout heavy spin.
No,
I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Punk is now loading in water. I mean, it's a nice 30 second, 40 second lead for Chrome here, which I'm sure they will take on a generally quicker spin, you could say. I mean, of course, diversion down to Chef will add a bit more time, but I mean, the kitchen knife's down there, so you're not wasting much time going down there anyways, really. And we do have a sedative syringe from Chrome, as he will now start the lure to get Dahlia down here.
Yeah, only really one use for the sedative syringe, and it will be used very well. And now without bugs on Helmut Kruger, and we will see how GK Punk can catch up to Chrome.
Yeah, also sent on a kill for in a remote manner. Um, yeah, really good start, but Chrome is kind of a bit short here. Of course, 1 minute 30 is how long the fireworks last for. If you activate it straight away, he's only got 5-10 seconds really left to try and get crew down and the sky's grabbed. So it's quite a bit of fine here, but does get it off all fine. And yeah, we'll detonate the breacher, and yeah, we'll be the first kill done for Chrome here.
Yeah, now the big question is what to do with Dahlia, because we did not see an isolation on her.
He did start to get downstairs, so she will be coming down now, and of course, with a short diversion downstairs to the chef and the kitchen knife, so we'll just have to come back up after that and through to the exit, which ain't the far away in the form of the helicopter exit, really.
And we did see an isolation there, apologies. But yeah, very nicely done, and I think it could have been even a Cheng there, but the Sublu will do it for Dahlia. And yeah, just the rundown for the chef disguise, and I think kitchen knife is plenty in all those kitchens.
Yeah, for sure. Some of the higher floors as well, but I mean, if you're down here for the chef, you might as well grab the kitchen knife here, but does have to deal with the enforcer in one way to grab the kitchen knife itself, but does just do a bit of distraction to grab the knife, and yeah, we'll have all he needs for this Dahlia kill now. Doesn't have her isolated yet though, so still has to deal with Dahlia in that sense, but Chrome now really doing this in a nice manner, grabbing the kitchen knife here, and we'll just have to grab the chef disguise and has a trank, and has two tranks to do so actually, and we'll look to trank this one lone chef here. So really quick and efficient from Chrome here. Um,
I'm thinking of Punk's approach here, and I think it will combine the two kills very nicely. But I just don't think that this will be quick enough to make up the disadvantage, because now with the fireworks detonated, of course, Punk can get Helmut, detonates, and then go back up to the balcony as chef with the kitchen knife in hand and get this last kill there. Chrome will
yeah,
also get
but
this. Oh my god, look at
where is
Sophus there.
Sophus, bro? How has he not seen that? That is crazy. Sophus being a twat all over and over again, but Chrome now. I mean, I'm not. I'm sure you don't care that how close Sophus is, as he will knock out this auction after that. Frees guys for an easier transportation downstairs to the exit here. But yeah, just really efficient here from Chrome, and so close to the exit here, way ahead of Punk. You would easily favour Chrome here. I mean, there's still some enforcers to run into, but the exit is in clear sight for him now.
Yeah, it's really hard to estimate on the fly, but Punk is, I think, still a good 20 seconds away from the
Yeah, for
exit, and Chrome
sure.
will get the done button now, or rather,
And what we didn't
Randy will press that.
still impressive from both players. We're gonna see similar in-game times. I mean, Punk is looking to be quicker, but it was just the slower loading which cost him there. Of course, didn't get the shot distraction, or the shot panic off either, which he was hoping for. So we'll have to run a little bit further, waste a little bit more time. But with both players being flawed, I don't think that was much of an issue. How long he took, it's just whoever first to exit really probably has taken this.
Yeah, 16 seconds is the difference. So we will begin the photo finish protocol and see if either of them will wave. It will be first try versus first try. But let me just type this one out first. I kind of wasn't ready for this. 16 in bold, and then Chromex pressed done. Well, the team of Chromex, that we want to do that specific 16 seconds, just in case I will mute and will return when I have conclusive answers.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just to recap, it was a great Paris, really, from both players. And again, this is where the quick planning comes into play. We said it would be a quicker spin, and that 30-40 second lead Chrome got initially from planning could have paid well. I mean, Punk did well to have a 30-second better in game time. Unfortunately, wasn't enough, as it does seem that Chrome will be taking this here. But I mean, you could never write out some slow lows, but 16 seconds when both players are a PC is almost unheard of for that to be caught up. best case scenario I can see here really is a draw, if that. But it definitely does heavily favour Chrome in this situation. Um, Not sure if we'll see a wave come through. Of course, it's almost in that territory where you don't really want to wave. You're in a nice situation, but again, deep down, you know that you probably have lost, but you just want to have that hope remaining with you here. But I do think this is Chrome's map win on Paris for sure, and Boreal for us taking 2 points, which in terms of who gets first points, could be a first place even could be a very important 2 points starting off here, and will definitely give them momentum traveling to the next map, which will be Santa Fortuna, followed by Bangkok and Wilton Creek as our two 2v2 maps. So um, I would rank this bottom of my map pool list, I'd say. Not a fan of Bangkok for sure. Paris is a bit mid in my opinion. Santa and Wilton Creek are good, but I think the other two is way us down. So I will put this bottom of my tier list at the moment in terms of the games I've casted. So I've casted so far. We did see Boreal Forest here. They did play Santa Fortuna yesterday in their game, but Chrome did play Santa, and I did question that really. I did say that it did seem that it was Randy's better map. It was one of his best maps, and it's weird to see Chrome playing it. But they do use their Santa pick now, and it will be Randy playing it. Unless they think that if you play it once, you can't play the map again. But I mean, as long as you don't pick it, it's all good really. You can play the map as many times as you'd like. So yeah, Santa Fortuna is definitely going to be an interesting map. We'll just wait to see if the points confirmation come through. Not sure if one restart it won't be much, but it's definitely one where if it's close, you want to just count it again. Just in case you've missed a couple milliseconds even, because that is what can decide it here. And I'm sure CX Punk here will definitely prefer 1 point from this rather than none, because of course it not only gives them a point, but it takes away one for Boreal Forest. It definitely does help here. I just can't see 16 seconds being made up. But yeah, in terms of it, it's really nice. And we do have the result come through here. Chrome did load for 11 seconds for one load. Player 2, might want to edit the message there. Player 2 has loaded for 5 seconds, which of course is Punk. Boreal Forest extends his lows to 22 seconds and does take the 2 points of Santa Fortuna. We'll take a quick break here. Now we know the result. Letting fun prepare the Santa Fortuna spin, and we'll see you on the other side.
Good morning, 47. Our Providence contact has shared the identity of the Shadow Client, a former mercenary and bodyguard by the name of Lucas Gray. His past is a black void, but our analysts are digging deep. Meanwhile, we've had a breakthrough of our own. Comparing the malicious attack patterns with global shipping and transportation routes, we've figured out how Mr. Gray and his paramilitaries move around the world undetected. They're using the distribution network of the Delgado cartel, Colombia's biggest drug manufacturer. Clearly, Gray must have struck a deal with the Delgados. Consequently, if we can cripple the cartel, we can severely limit the militia's strike range. But to do so, we need to slay a three-headed serpent. Sociopathic cartel head Rico Delgado and his two closest lieutenants, PR guru Andrea Martinez and savant chemist Jorge Franco. With equal parts guts and guile, Rico Delgado runs a thriving billion-dollar criminal empire. The word is, the brutal and volatile cartel head is hell-bent on becoming the #1 drug lord in the world. To achieve this, Martinez, a childhood friend of Delgado's, has been buttering up state leaders and decision-makers, paving the way for an expansion of the Delgado logistics network, while the brilliant but aloof and antisocial Franco has been hard at work developing a new type of super cocaine. So, three of Colombia's most infamous crime lords inhabiting a decidedly hostile environment. I will leave you to prepare.
So yeah, welcome back. Santa Fortuna, of course, is our next map heading to Colombia. Of course, some random person versus Chris X3, and some random person very confident on this map, does hold the R recce for it, so I'm sure he'd want to have another possibility to break that here. Of course, we won't go into our stats, but I'm sure he'd love to have that quick spin that he can now down in record speed for another 2 points to extend their lead here. Causing fun, you're the admin, but anything you'd like to see in Santa Fortuna here?
I'm just a sociopath who just want to see a red fox. So anything that works for it. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Don't ask me, man. It would be nice. Not sure if this one is that because it is Rico Barbara Razor in suit, Jorge drowning as elite guard, Andrea Martinez the next step as P power.
Yeah, for sure, Red Fox shot. I mean, you see the suit for Rico, you almost guaranteed it, and of course, you're going to bring the Seeker for Jorge, you might as well use one of the darts on Rico. So this is for sure Red Fox strat here, and we're seeing lots of this strat being used on almost every spin. Almost you can use Red Fox strat on, and yeah, there's definitely a clear one just because of the fact that the suit condition for Rico, then the jump condition for Jorge, just points and screams Red Fox strat. But we do see Chris X3 start bar, so breaking my heart a little bit, but you see some random person start main part of the pistol. So yeah, we'll be going for the Red Fox strat straight off here. I mean, P power. I mean, Chris going for an early P power. This doesn't work because the construction foreman will be there and watching the area where you knock out P power. So you have to wait a little bit. You can't just grab him straight away, sadly.
Yeah, early P power was just a bit too early, but I'm also not doubting Chris's approach here because it's definitely crazy all rounder, and I think especially on longer maps, definitely has deeper knowledge of not just Red Fox but many other strats. That will be a Randy restart. He was late for Rico. Of course, Red Fox
Yeah.
strat will include a couple of restarts there.
But no, MkIII swaps up for a British bar star here, so likewise we'll be going for P power first. Opting not to do a throw distraction round, we'll be going for a coin. I mean, this is where we do see Chris is still waiting for the foreman to go away. We'll try and get rid of him with a bullet distraction, which will work here, but this coin lure from some other person working nicely here. As we do see both players start in the village bar, contradicting my first opinions on what you do with the spin.
Yeah, in Barber Razor will be a bit of check to get, but I don't think even in suit that you wouldn't be able to find a mention disguise, which
Thing is,
allows you in the bathroom.
the thing is that Redford, you can leave your suit by Rico as well. Go and mansion guard isolate Andrea and go get the barbers because you're in the mansion guard disguise, and you're leaving your suit in a position here where you just add in more time by running. And this it forces you to do it, so you want to get that Andrea kill down straight away. So that's another thing. You might not think in terms of the kills that Red Fox Strat might not be quicker, but in terms of minimizing running, Red Fox Strat is definitely clear here. I mean, with the elite guard as well, you can get that from anywhere, any points on, of course, under the bar, outside the mansion, of course, in front of the caves entrance, just at the start of the cocoa fields as well. You can get them anywhere, really, so that's not much of an issue, and we will see a bit of walking to and from disguises with this particular strat.
Yeah, or in the case of Rico, it will be some crazy infiltration. I would imagine with this timing, because both players will have to wait now for Angeo to get down to this meeting room at the 2:15 mark. By the time they get their
Yes.
suit back, I think there will be an upstairs isolation, and from that, I guess it's not the worst thing to change into Mansion Guard and get the Barbarism from upstairs. Randy will slowly get that same timing, just of course a bit behind with the extra restart there. Green gun ice, so that's nice to see.
And that's something you see often with Andrea, really, but let's figure something out. Most of the isolations just give you red guns because you just punch targets square in the head. So it's always nice to run around Santa Fortuna with green guns for as much time as you can, just in case something happens. It's it's not as unforgiving as a map as like a Colorado or a Haven or a Berlin. Really, it's definitely one of the nicer big five you could say that. But there's not much to rip to
Mhm.
in terms of what you can on Berlin, Colorado, and Console Haven with the wall hacks, of course. But I mean, I'm not saying that you still can't rip on Standard Fortuna. That is PS Easy, of course, is still a very challenging map.
You can make it hard for yourself, especially if you end up in trespassing and hostile areas. But yeah, in a general sense, it's just mostly running, which makes people frustrated because the spin gets longer, and that's how the rips come. Thank you very much for the moderator.
Well, it's like all the other ones are NA and asleep during the stream, so it's better off, isn't it? Apparently, I ain't been getting them follower messages as much. Oh, bye followers here. Ooh, ooh. It's always a good
Who needs
sign when you get
follower?
them.
You are already a full-time Hitman shoutcaster. You have all the fans
Yeah,
and followers.
already got millions, of course. But yeah, because they're three now with the Andrea kill, will be opting to go for the Elite Thug next, which does point towards a Jorge kill next. But you know, look at the in-game time when he gets to the Coco Fields, he will be in the position where he goes to the bad toilet. With Drown, it's not as bad, you would assume, but still might be a bit of a trouble there. I mean, Elite Guard is trespassing still up there, isn't it? If I'm not wrong.
I think
There's so many guards
beyond
on
this
Santa
story, it will
Fortuna.
be trespassing. Yeah.
There's so many different guard disguises on Santa. What you have: Street Soldier, Mansion Guard, Elite Guard, the Cofield Guard, and oh, there's so many to keep track of that it's very easy to lose your head on what ones are allowed where. We could even see the Rico isolation done now if you really wanted to, or start it with the Hippo. That's always a possibility. Likewise, we see some random person start that now. So yeah, and Chris moving up to that area as well. I mean, you could always do submarine. You could just turn on the submarine there and
Mm-hmm.
got Rico down in that manner. It definitely would have been quicker than doing Hippo if you had to wait around for him anyways.
Chris was absolutely looking at Rico's position to catch him, and in the end, he did not. He's really looking at Rico. Did we both miss him messing with the submarine? It gets a crime noticed by
Ooh.
the Hippo Whisperer. What a timing! He was looking at Instinct all the time, but didn't see the Whisperer come down.
Yeah, very unfortunate with Chris, and it gives some random person a really nice lead here. In the meantime, while he's waiting for Rico to make his way down, we'll come to the Vanisher's office, and it's his first time being here, but I mean, it's all good. We'll be able to take out Cams down here. A bit hesitant with the shot, but we'll be fine. Just shoot it. It does get a bit of impact from the guard here. Lots of whoosh, lots of whoosh. Gets out, another enforcer around, and somehow escapes with green guns here. Wow, what an escape from some random person there.
Such a close call. Well done by Randy, but also quite lucky, and also
There's
that
another
guard who
enforcer,
just
bro.
turned away from him.
He's playing with his life. He's playing with fire here. But now Rico's making his way down to the Hippo Whisperer area. Um, wow. Somehow making it down with green guns and still playing. So,
Yeah, it's incredible.
incredible scenes there. But I mean, body
But
found
and that
on
immediately turned red.
on who? Who is that?
Couldn't.
There's a knocked out guard, but I can't see what knocked out guard it would have been.
Would it be one of the two guards you knock out when you enter the Hippo area, who are looking at the treasure? Because it
Yeah,
looked the blue shirt.
but who would have found them? They
That is also.
ready at, I mean, with the standard sub crew start, you knock them out anyways. So, but both players are almost on level terms now.
Yeah.
The 6 minute lead to Randy's now gone a 1 minute lead to Chris here. So, we went around for the Andrea kill here. Will he try and do it a bit quicker? I get a throw distraction off and try and peekaboo Andrea around. Not peekaboo from everyone, but does get Andrea off eventually. She will come round here for a quick kill. But I think he's alerted he's alerted someone else with a throw distraction. So he's got Andrea with a peekaboo, but got someone else with a throw distraction. So might have missed the opportunity and might have even delayed the Andrea coming downstairs now. So gives Random a bit of time to catch up, you could say.
Yeah, I feel like both of them are on timers. If Chris can salvage this one, and oh, look at her. For a second peekaboo, perhaps? Yes, indeed. Chris will get the early kill, which is not much earlier than waiting for the the room in the end, but it's a very nice improvisation and kill from Chris.
Yeah, for sure, really nice there from Chris. But as we say, the castle's curse a little bit now goes to a rip. So Randy now with a nice little lead there. Chris, a lovely bit of improvisation. Just unfortunately a bit too good to be true almost for Chris, and it was almost written in stars for him to rip there after the Andrea peekaboo initially went wrong, able to correct it, but sadly a rip followed.
And it almost worked even with another close call there for Chris. Andrea is followed by guards, at least one. Then she's outside the house, and I think I'm almost sure that it was him who was following there. And I think it really does fall under extended illegal action there because
Yeah,
Andrea
for
wasn't seen
sure.
just destroying the item.
And you can have some silly extended illegal actions, and sometimes you think, how have I been seen doing that? And it just happens really. And some random person now will get the isolation and kill off the safer one off onto a JR. Just what 20 seconds later than what Chris did last time, but nevertheless, he's the one with the lead in the first kill down with green guns. So it's all good to come out here.
Chris channeling his inner Red Fox for obviously not Red Fox is the only one, but using the pistol for a lure, but Andrea was too far away from now, and Chris could do something similar with the thrown item, but it would still lure two NPCs, and Chris will just wait out time until she's down for the meeting room.
Yeah, sure. Random making some nice advances now. Back into a suit, we traveling back towards Deeper Westboro. Had a really nice strike going on last time, and hopefully it all goes good for him this time. No guards being found. I mean, if you always wanted a mansion guard, you can always grab the free one here. Your suit will be a bit further out the way, but you don't have to knock out anyone to get it. So it's a bit of a question here. What do you want to do? A bit of extra time moving forward, or a little bit more safety, or it's something that's not even it's not risky even knocking them two out. Just the one a few times where it did go wrong that usually happens in practice happened to be in a game, and that's the way this game goes sometimes.
Irrational or not, but if you get some of those rips in matches, you're just never going to do them again, no matter how safe or unsafe they are. Chris getting a peekaboo there from Paula, but she should be back in position, and if it's not 220 but 230, Chris will still get the Andrea kill. So I was going to say that it was the blue shirt of these guards which Randy went past, but neither of them were blue, so still a bit dumbfounded by the previous rip from him. I could have imagined that someone found a weapon and it was carried through this area, but it also doesn't make a lot of sense to carry it that way. I think Randy doesn't have to go down to get the to delete the evidence. I think it's now Barbara Razor time and just a bit more waiting for Rico and that second kill.
Yeah.
And I think by that time it will be 7, 8, 9 minutes, and then it's second cycle good toilet, if that makes any sense for anyone not familiar with Center
I
Fortuna.
mean, I don't think we saw him some random person get the Barbarez last time. I think his last time was just it's probably his wrong cameras, which isn't the issue this
Mm-hmm.
time, thankfully. So we'll give him a bit more time to play around with this isolation up here. Fortunately for random here.
Crowbar there, it's close to an enforcer, but no problems there. And of course, from a different approaches here, there are three ways to get Rico down here. Let the Whisperer do it, become the Whisperer and lure Rico to this place, or just KO the Whisperer and let Rico walk here by himself. And in the end, Randy will let the Whisperer do it, and there's the peekaboo for the lead guard. Nice long one. Nice maintenance of disguises, working on the chameleon as well. Of course, I think Randy is on Steam. I can actually check it, but yeah, he's on Steam. He was on Epic, of course, in the first year and changed platform when it was available.
Yeah, already got some runs person realizing what situation he was and took the time he needs to wait for Rico to go grab the elite guard and buffer it by a suit here. So really nice from some random person. Definitely making all use of his time here and definitely going to pay off in the long term of things. Chris now traveling towards Hippo S area as the mansion guard with the Barb Razor as well. But I mean, some random person has a really nice lead going on here.
Yeah, it just looks like the similar approach will be taken. I think with the one difference that the Whisperer will be knocked out. The bullet distraction won't or will keep his head away from the Whisperer, so that's nice. And yeah, just generally the 2 minute lead will stay for random and it will come down to the drowning kill. This could be body found and target locked down, but is not hurt by anyone, so that's 2 kills for random, 1 to go. He's really looking for, well, it's almost like the falling object setup, but in general, it's just the remote Rico isolation. Chris will not have to worry about Rico for a couple of minutes and will leg it towards Jorge. It's
Yes,
a very
a bit
pivotal
challenging
part.
now, isn't it? Just trying to get through this area in the elites. It's just a bit of patience, waiting for all the guards to turn around, etc., to run through. It's definitely doable. Just taking his time here. It's definitely the more sensible option. Chris, what, 2 minutes behind in terms of in-game time, but you know, 1 kill behind, not with the elite guard, and you know, not in a really good position, really, you could say.
Yeah, and Randy's Rico quick was quite quick. I would say that the hip rollers take longer, and I have to agree with Chris that I think it actually makes more sense to work on the other kill in the meantime and not just get the disguise, but I think Chris will get Jorge down before, of course, with the remote method that's reasonable as well. But Randy has such a good timing in Jorge as well. This run really falls into place now. Needs to hit this one though, but he does.
Yeah, that's just play the patient game now. Of course, his 2 guards will go away soon. Just a bit of time now, just to wait. Of course, Chris as well is a bit far behind here. That you know definitely favour random here. His guards can be a bit random. Ignore the pun there, but yeah, he gets the kill off. Of course, probably can get found for all he cares. It's an accident kill. Um, yeah, the kill down for some random person moving towards the exit here. Definitely going to be random taking his fortune and increasing Boreal Forest lead to 4 to row going to the 2v2 picks.
Boreal first will not lose this match, but they are not guaranteed to win it yet. This is time for the 2v2s now from a 4-0 Boreal lead. And we are starting in Bangkok in a couple minutes. So more and more exciting, tougher maps.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to one of the toughest free time maps, and oh, well, there's only what 2 of them, 3 of them. But it's arguably the hardest 2 time map in the form of Bangkok. In the form of 2v2, so we'll take a quick break and go into Bangkok on the other side.
Good morning, 47. Your destination is the MkIII luxury hotel resort on the Chao Phraya River, just outside Bangkok. Your main target is Jordan Cross, the lead singer of The Class, a renowned indie rock outfit recording their highly anticipated sophomore album. But this millennial poster boy harbors a dark secret. 1 year ago, promising young actress Hannah Highmore fell to her death from Cross's penthouse loft in Dumbo, New York. According to the police, Miss Highmore's death was a tragic accident, but her parents remain unconvinced. They firmly believe that Cross murdered Hannah and only escaped justice due to the power and influence of his father, billionaire media mogul Thomas Cross. A secondary target, Ken Morgan, corporate fixer and attorney to the Cross family, is also staying at the hotel. Cunning and unscrupulous, Morgan was a key agent in the cover-up of Hannah Highmore's murder and Jordan Cross's subsequent acquittal. The Highmores understandably want retribution, and while the system may be powerless, ICA is anything but. I will leave you to prepare.
So yeah, hello and welcome back. Of course, it is time for the next map in the form of Bangkok in the 2 versus 2. Gonna be interesting. One of the first times we have seen Bangkok. I think it could be the third time. My friend Fanian playing the other other two. Both being picked against us, thankfully. I mean, did give us 2 points, so I'm not really complaining at the end of the day. Definitely an unpopular map. But you have the nice lures, of course. I mean, the kitchen staff to letter lure is quite possibly one of the simplest things to learn, and it's so worthwhile in Bangkok. You get both ties down reasonably. You can even get Ken killed and then do anything before worrying about Jordan. So it's really nice in that regard. And both targets are really accessible from the letter and the cake lure. So definitely a really nice approach there.
I like the trend with Bangkok recently. I think it will become a more popular map. I think it's becoming more open. Letter lure was seen and used for a long time. The cake lure wasn't as popular, but this is now enough Ken and Jordan approaches separately that you can mix and match depending on the spin. And I think it will be a really nice sandbox for this roulette. It won't ever be that straightforward. So very scan going at the 2-minute mark. Is he sick? I'm just looking at Chris because he can always give us the craziest bugs there.
Yeah. I think it's interesting Bangkok because sometimes it can be hard to think about what to do on Bangkok. Look at the spin and go, what the fuck do I do for this? But thankfully, you have a
Yeah.
teammate in your ear, and that's what one of the uses will be. Both players being really veteran at this game, you'd think actually, one of them will have a clue and can, they can bounce their ideas to their teammate and help them out really and guide them through it, which is a really nice difference. You took the last spin, so I'll take this Bangkok spin, and we will have Jordan Cross killed with a shotgun as hotel security, and Kevin Morgan pistols hotel staff. So really, really nice spin there.
Yeah, this spin was brought to you by the sedative syringe because can't really use a Chang here unless maybe with the suit start. Shotgun and pistol, it's very firearm heavy, and you probably want to take the silence one in both cases.
Yeah, for sure. I can easily see this being a kitchen letter, of course. I mean, you have the hotel staff and security both down there by where you'd isolate Ken and the shotgun smuggler as well. So it would make sense to go with that for this spin, of course. Bunkman as well, you could argue. For sure, another viable strat here. And Chris X3 will be the first load in. Punk shortly behind. Both opting to start. Chris opting to start hotel security. Punk opting to start recording crew.
Recording crew might make. Yeah, I was going to say it would be a bit more difficult to say how recording crew could work other than a Jordan isolation to start and just coming back there later. Bugman, of course, puts both of these targets in motion, and for now, I'd say Chris would have the quicker start, but both of them are quicker in there than Boreal first, so advantage CX Punk in the early days.
Yeah, for sure. Love to see different approaching strats here. Random person Crow, unlike Paris, taking long to load than CX Punker. So, this could be where the tables turn, of course, and we could see Punk and then Chris in turn winning because the longer plans coming in from Boreal for us here.
Yeah, definitely a change of direction, but it's not like Chris and Punk didn't discuss their strategies there, and we'll keep discussing those. Chris will now get the letter with the Chang. So I'm curious which will be the loud weapon since he did not start in suit, but has a Chang, so that means only one other firearm may be brought in. Shotgun pistol, of course, loud or silence, both viable. Randy going for peekaboo, but at the wrong
Ooh.
timing and gets the tech crew's attention, so that will be a restart. And Chrome also had to restart, but also going for the peekaboo.
Yeah, puts them on even more of a back foot here, not something you want when you're already behind on your planning. Punk now grabbing a waiter here. I always have issues uh, comparing that and a groundskeeper. Just look at the little hats is what my go-to is for this.
Oh, and the door didn't close in time. Felt like a very tight approach from Punk, but it was a really quick hotel staff to get. Sadly, it won't be this time around, and then the hotel staff lure with this timing, I would say. They have to restart there, and he is restarting the 47 suite for that trifecta of the pistol, the shank, and the shotgun.
Randy does get the peak off this time. Of course, does have to knock out a recording crew in the process, but we'll be fine. Just drag him around a box. You could argue it's unnecessary, but just for safety reasons. But does Chrome now has the kill down straight away, and I'm sure Random will have that kill done as well very soon as well. So it does get the drawing kill out of the way straight away, but Ken might be a bit problematic to deal with. We will miss first cycle letter, but I mean, it's what they have in plan for that kill afterwards, of course. Only need a pistol, and the hotel staff isn't the highest disguise in the map to get, really. And another rip from Punk here, changing up to a suit strat. But Chris now really successful in this. In the Bugman strat, gets drawn across down by the bin. There's a really nice isolation here.
And
Gets spotted by cameras though, which could cause an issue later. But I mean, does have a pistol slash shotgun, so it won't be that bad at the end of the world.
yeah, I dare him to use the shotgun there. The pistol is the even better way
Yeah,
there.
you use shotgun to bust open the door and swap to your pistol and shoot it, of course. I mean, that's always an option. But now we'll use a Snell and all these people here to grab the hotel staff to get that Ken kill down. Of course, is waiting by himself for Dexy Barrett, I'm pretty sure, to come down. Nice there by himself. To get a front of kill, but doesn't really matter here as there's a box nearby for a very quick and efficient kill. Will doesn't bring it in and is really effective there. Does it loud with one of the pistols he took up from the hotel security. So really nice from Chris there, recognising that he can use a loud pistol for this plan and gets off really nicely.
He has all the time in the world to exit the area and get back into hotel security. Briefcase should be around. There is the agency pickup with the silenced shotgun. Will be the second kill, but not the last objective because the cameras will still need to be taken care of. But Chris
Final
definitely
boss
in
of
the lead.
Bangkok. Final boss of
That's
Bangkok.
for
You just
sure.
hope no issues come through here. Of course, there's a way to get through. Won't know. He won't opt to go with the shotgun option here. But of course, can just. I mean, look. Punk is not close to finishing. He'll recognise this and can take his time whether or not. But trespassing, of course, is trespassing
I suppose so.
because
I
of
did not think of this either after the bugman
exterminator.
lure.
But that
Mm.
not that high, would it? Wouldn't be that high. That's. Do you
It's
not
the
think?
first time I'm seeing this. The only thing
But he
I
went back
can
up and it wasn't trespassing.
did he go back the second time and it wasn't trespassing?
I think so.
I'm really not familiar with this
That
mission story.
is
Wow.
really unfortunate. The final boss of Bangkok takes yet another victim, giving Chrome and Random a nice lead here now, both just requiring that Ken kill, which I know I'm guessing they both do. Let a 4 second cycle, and definitely do have the time to do it here now with Chris ripping in Punk, and close, not that far into his own spin.
And it's just so unlucky by Chris. It's it's the first time I've seen anyone not really rip to it, but to be in a similar situation. So it just still escapes my mind how this could really be possible. Really unlucky. Random getting the second disguise. It just so synced with Chrome, of course. Probably discuss their strategies after the early restarts, and very nice to synchronize. And yeah, second cycle should be it for both. For Chrome, Ken is now in motion with the letter in place, and Randy just 10 or so seconds behind.
Yeah, now Ken comes through for some random person here, and looking so good in this spin here that you definitely favour them run towards the exit. A couple of enforcers, one camera left, but I mean, shouldn't be much of an issue. They will be aware of everything coming up to them, and yeah, looking like it will be their map pick. No, they won't. No, their map pick and map win coming through here, giving them a lovely 6-0 win here.
Now they are confirmed to win this match. 555 to 556. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Teamwork, really impressive there.
But I mean, wins don't matter, of course. I mean, it's 6-2 is not as good as an 8-0. It's not like you get map difference. You get points based on how many map points you get in the game. So, of course, they've won, but they'll be looking to get another more 2 points on CX Punk Mark III. I'm sure the CX Punk will be looking to get that 2 points just to stop Boreal Forest from getting too far away in the group in that top spot here.
Yeah, one map still to go and 2 points still to grab, and Boreal with this nice 6-0 lead, but this is really a match of 8 maps. There will be the rematch, of course, sometime next week between the two, and far from over as far as the groups go. Just really set up the next spin in 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll create our next map, and we will take a quick break and have the final map of the series come out on the other side of it.
Gentlemen, let's go over the plan. The first constant is none other than Janus, the legendary Cold War spy master, a KGB senior officer and head of the 6th Column Special Branch at Lubyanka. Janus is a certified genius and expert of counterintelligence. He retired from the KGB in 1988 when he fell out of favor with the Kremlin and defected to the US. Shortly after, the Soviet Union collapsed. Now, it is unclear when Janus stepped down as the constant, but since 2004, he has been a resident of a quiet community in suburban Vermont. Mr. Gray.
Right. So here's the catch. As an elite KGB agent, Janus was trained to withstand interrogation and torture. No amount of pressure will force him to disclose information he doesn't want to. Instead, we will need to search his home for clues. But if Providence learns of our presence, the game is up.
So we frame Janus, make Providence think he was the real Shadow client.
Correct. I will file a false ICA report, claiming to have traced a number of calls from Janus's house to the Institute in Romania. The case will seem clear. Mr. Gray was only a figurehead. Janus was pulling the strings all along. And by eliminating him, we will have neutralized the militia once and for all.
However, for this subterfuge to work, you'll also need to deal with Janus's security detail. A Providence herald and former Secret Service agent by the name of Nolan Cassidy. Intel describes him as diligent and inquisitive, and we cannot risk that he contradicts our story to his employer.
Seems workable.
I certainly hope so. Everything depends on this next move, 47. You made this our fight. Now let's even the playing field.
Yes, and welcome back to our final map of the series at Wilton Creek. Of course, another 2 versus 2 coming through here. Definitely an interesting map, lots of variation for sure, and lots of disguises, which is always nice. And it's a map where actually, oh, Chris has crashed as well, it seems. But it's also another
Yep.
map where the disguises all have their unique way. There's not really a seeker like most times you have like a mimetic is the standard way to get disguised. There's not much of that at all in World Degree. That makes it really good, enjoyable map, and it's a really nice one to grasp, especially with the clues and the different ways to get the targets. It's called to Nolan getting him before or after his meeting with Spencer the Hammer Green and Jane and Stanley with the gramophone, but we have seen an increase with getting him downstairs in his living room, of course.
Yeah, I thought you mean the increased the increased time until the next spin, because I will keep adding 1 minute until Chris is back. But yeah, the approaches really vary a lot, and from early Nolans, well, of course, they are tied to late Genesis and downstairs Genesis. I think the Christleton is another map which has seen more approaches lately, and it's also nice to see.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely sounds to be a really nice map coming up here, and it's really enjoyable to watch. Everyone loves a bit of Wilton Creek, and again, this is like the Sapiens of Miami earlier. It's not a map you hate, of course. You do like to see a bit of Wilton Creek.
Classic OBS on Chris's side. I'm sorry I'm going with all these off-topic mentions. He's apparently streaming, but according to OBS only. Of course, reasonable people would say he's offline, including Chris.
Now he's online, which is always good to see.
Then we can stay here a minute 10 to go until the last spin. Boreal will win this match, but another 2 points up for grabs. And every map will count until the end of October the 2nd.
Yeah, our spin will arrive just under 50 seconds now, of course. Is anything you'd like to see, particularly in Wilson Creek? Of course, fire won't be allowed. Anything else?
It's a good question. I don't really have favorite conditions there or something that I would really like to see. And I even don't mind if he gets spared from the tougher disguises like the politician and assistant. It can be something easier or straightforward, in my opinion. But we do like to see, because we don't know the spin.
I mean,
honest.
I personally think Janus 5 should be allowed. Dragging him to the fumigation. It's not that bad. No, but in all seriousness, there's anything. I like to see Janus get, I would say, in his room within 40 seconds. That's always nice to see that run going straight away. But our spin will be arriving just now if you want to take this one.
Yeah, the last spin for the night is a Janus sniper rifle as the mailman, and Nolan Cassidy letter opener in the Arkin robes.
Yeah, I mean, you would get Janus first for sure here. Start Gardner with the smuggle in the park, you would say, for that early mailman grab. Thankfully, Arkin robes is that 3 disguise in Helen West's house just next door to Janus. With the letter opener in the same room or the room next to it, I think. So, not
The room
bad.
above, yeah, but
Room
same
above,
house.
same house at least, which is all that matters. And
It's a spin that froze really nicely, and it will in the end be the suit start for Chrome and Random, and I think it's a bit less running even from suit start to get the agents to pick up, or start in the briefcase rather, and then go to Janus. So we could see some quick kills there, most likely with the gramophone timing.
yeah, sure, really nice here. And I've just realised I didn't put stream mode on. Silly me.
Incredible.
Thankfully, not a lot of things, but always things to go wrong, and they do go wrong. It wouldn't be one of my casts without one little issue, and thankfully now stream mode on, so no more pings should be heard coming through. Restart for some random person. It's not really what you want now at this stage. Of course, they have already won the game, but you do want that 8-0 sweep over the people you're gonna be fighting with for that top spot.
Yeah, early setbacks for both members of the Boreal Forest, which means Punk is in the lead with 55 seconds, Chris at 40, and less than 20 for the other two. And it does really feel like a more straightforward spin. Chrome will to spice it up with the meme strat, and not as in funny, but of course it's made by Meme Junkie, just placing the briefcase to very specific spots so Nolan picks it up, and if you detonate at a minute 47 seconds, then you can make Nolan sick. But we will see those isolation methods later. For now, it's Punk with the gramophone, Chris waiting for James to turn around, will be just a bit behind. Chrome with very low frame rate. I hope it's not his game as well, but gets the two Chang shots and will be able to get, along with Jandy, the mailman disguise. Randy doesn't fancy the ninja approach and he'll wait until the civilian is gone. And now that's all four of them in the disguise of the first kill. JK already becoming Gunther and going for the first of 3 clues. Oh, missed throw for Punk. But I guess the subdue in the end.
Yeah, Punk has a really nice lead now. Has the James Bodyguard disguise, so can go down and grab the final clue. And yeah, now Gunther will come up the stairs. It's the pain in the ass that he can be sometimes, I think. But yeah, really nice start from them. We'll just need that clue from downstairs and then go over and worry about the arcing robes and that kill onto Cassidy, of course. And probably see them grab the other clues in the meantime while they wait for Nolan to get over, of course. You don't want to be triggering this conversation at around the 350 mark, really, because you'll be waiting around for a bit longer.
Looks like a fairly straightforward second half of the spin with one diversion of Chrome and the emetics, but how much faster will that be, especially with Chrome just now getting the first kill at 2.5 minutes? Of course, we'll still need the clue, the Arc Society clue from here or from Spencer. But I think, in short, the in-game time lead of Punk and Chris are just too significant for this short map.
Yeah, for sure, and that's the planning, and that one quick rip gives you on these maps, of course. And you don't want to see this really, but Punk and Chris, it's looking like they will get 2 very important points from this game and not have that 8-0 sweep. You talk about they do get 2 points, but they also take 2 points off their opponents. So they'll only have a gap of 4 points in this game, not a gap of 8. So them 2 points are bigger than what people really think.
Yeah, it may make a world difference in just a week's time. Punk will trigger that conversation, but it is fine for him with Seeker in hand. He can just get this isolation anyway. It's about the same time, if not a couple of seconds quicker like this, than just waiting until garage. And it just lines up so nicely with the last 2 clues. I'm not exactly sure how long Chrome will have to isolate Nolan. So of course, if he detonated at a minute 47, then that's not a lot longer than 3.5 minutes until he should be sick. And now it's 4:10 and 4:45 until he gets there. It might be a bit late.
Yeah, I do always find it amusing how the one disguise that is trespassing in the garden of the party is the a restart from Punk. That's not what you want to see if you're say it's Punk Mark III there. Gives Chrome and some random person a way back into it here, but they will be missing Nolan, it seems. I mean, some random person not so much, but he doesn't have the Archean robes, which isn't a great factor at all here.
Judging by the picture, it was the downstairs guard for Punk, and in normal circumstances, no one should go down there. So I imagine if just one firearm was left down there,
Yeah,
really hard to say.
the
Or
firearms goes to the bar, it goes to the garage or what? It's a bit of a weird house, isn't it? The Janus house.
it most likely is. Or could it be? No, it cannot be these people changing. They should be changing in Helen's house, or upstairs of the next to the gramophone. I've seen a Fenium clip there from past tournament. So that's another difficult call there. And yes, Chrome indeed missed the Nolan timing. I'm not sure if he went for the briefcase this time, but anyway, he has some better timing here. I think he got the peekaboo going. Yes.
Yeah, Chris was the finish though, but unfortunately he still has to wait. What his in-game time 5:40, another 3.5 minutes now, 4.5 minutes even for Chris here. Crone getting spotted by Castley. Can he? No, his guard's been alerted, and yeah, will be a restart from Crone. Gives Punk a massive way back into it here.
It's exactly what CX Punk needed. Just one of these two players from Boreal to restart, because that, of course, gives Punk the in-game time lead back. Nice minute 45 by then. He'll not KO anyone from here. But also, this room is perfectly fine as well. So I still cannot think of what action it might have been that caused someone to go down to the basement. I know what happened. Oh my goodness. I think it was the undercover gardener that Punk janked, and the body was found at the 3-minute mark.
Ooh,
He
that's
dropped the
not.
pistol, and from Helen's garden, it will be this place,
That is
which is
wrong,
closest.
man.
That is so unfair. It will be hard to swallow there, but might still get the map here. Of course, the advantage still stands. Randy is the closest to finish, but Chrome versus Punk for those last 2 points, and Punk has the advantage.
Yeah, Punk now going obviously Archean robes, and even then, if Chrome rips at the same time as Punk, you still favour Punk. I mean, him and Chris they have such a quicker strat than some random person and Chrome do. You look at Chris, what finishing at 5:40. This random person still in the map at 7:20, so looks like he's gonna go for around what a 8-minute odd exit here, which would definitely favour Punk, even though he also has a 1-minute lead to put even more pressure on Chrome here.
If there is an exit for random, that was almost a rip by James Batty, but I think the boat had saved him. It's still going to be a long peekaboo, and it might get close to the Archean ropes again, but Randy will find a finish to be the second to exit Whistleton Creek. Close, but yes, Randy did get it.
Just
So
one
now
v
it's
one
just,
between
yes.
Chrome and Punk, isn't it? The two players along with one on Paris. It'll be hoping Punk to get his revenge now. The 2 points that Chrome took off them, he'd hope to take them back on Wilton Creek here and level it out almost. But I mean, the damage has already been done. You could argue from the previous 3 maps, it would be a consolation almost if they can get this with a Seeker in hand. We'll get one off onto Nolan Cassidy here. Letter opener as well, and a spare trank to make it even safer here.
Yeah, really interested to see what this map will do. Of course, you know what the other 3 maps have done to the standings, but it's still very important. And it's now that the bodies are starting to get found, but mostly by Trank. It is not them who the issue were, but oh my goodness, how dark it came for GK Punk. But it seems that now nothing should go wrong anymore. No NPCs to tackle. It's the second kill. And just one last clue to go.
Yeah, of course. What's he trying to grab here? His shovel. Nearly
That
lost
was
it.
almost scary for a
You
moment.
don't want to lose that shovel.
but he did get that shovel back, and he also gets the cigar box, and that should be it for this match.
Yeah, for sure. Has cigar box by the exit. It's like Punk and Chris will take one of the 4 maps, giving them at least 2 points, of course, is all better than 0. At the end of the day, I'm sure they would have wanted more, but I mean, you get what you're given at the end of the day. And Cronin says some random page so well on Paris, Santa, and Bangkok that, not many people won today. And that's like, Cronin's Paris was in straight away and didn't have the quickest strat, but because he was panned so quickly and was in straight away, that allowed him to go slightly slower than what he would have wanted, I'm sure.
At the end of the day, at least both of them will end up with some points, which I will add really quickly to the tournament page as well. But of course, it had to have been really demotivating for the first 3 maps, and losing 3 in a row is just, I think, always going to be troublesome. So it's nice to see them bounce back. I think we will see the standings now as they are updated, but CX Punk still doing really well thanks to that first sweep from their first match.
Yeah,
But it's just going to be now a fascinating group.
Updated. I mean, I will give them a quick refresh here. So, of course, it is a Group 4 game coming through here. Give it a quick little refresh, and hopefully it all goes well. And why is it not refreshing? There we go. All refresh, and look at that, getting a little bit interesting at the top. Only 2 points separate them today. So, if you look at it, say Punk won an extra map today, the table's completely swapped around, and that's how close it is getting up there. Of course, Xbox Master Race still on 2 points, and every team's played each other once now, so they will have to play each other again, and that's where you get interesting. Xbox Master Race not out of it yet, still have 2 more games to play, and 16 points from the games. It could seem unlikely, but you can never count out people in Hitman. Anything can happen. Anyone could beat anyone on any map. All it takes is one bad day for you or the game, and luck's not gone your way. And yeah, we'll just look at the other groups really quickly here, and yeah, all of them taking really nice shape now. C and D symmetrical in their standings. Not with games played, I think, but doesn't get shown from tournament here. And yeah, Group A and B have their definite leaders at the moment, but other teams have games to play. Luckily, upcoming matches now. We do have a game tomorrow. It seems 3 p.m. BST, which is going to be 3 p.m. CST because we're looking to move forward by an hour. No, it's not Fame Insult for once, it is my own. So yeah, just keep an eye on that. But 2 more games, both at 9 p.m. CST. Roulette Unprofessionals and Gamidified 2.0, a really important game in Group B. That is for qualification purposes, and Xbox Master Race and CS Punk Mark 3. I'm sure CS Punk will be looking to take all the points in that to try and get a lead now onto the Boreal Forest after today. Any other things from today's game? Him fun?
Good question. I think it had everything from the photo finish of first tries and a bit troublesome and longer Santa Fortuna. But I think in the end, all 4 of them have shown, like, why do we consider all of them the greats of roulette? And just was a very high level match with, of course, a couple of rips, but very impressive for a team roulette match as well.
Yeah, for sure. Totally agree with you there. And yeah, that's it. That's all it from us. Thank you, Fun, for coming on and admin and co-casting. Very much appreciated. Without admins, these games won't happen. So it's really good to have you here today.
Much appreciated. Thanks for having me again.
Quickly find someone to raid while you're away. We'll send you back to the island very quickly. And yeah, we'll see everyone very, very soon. Bye bye.